You talk about relationships in the book as well. What role does healthy relationships play in not blowing up your ministry?
Well, different people have asked me about different tests, screening tools, whatever. And there's a ton
Mm,
of stuff, as you know, out there. It's just exploded in the last 20 years, even since I
yeah.
came into the counseling profession, especially even in the area of ministry for anything
Uh-huh.
from burnout to you name it, you can get a test on it or screening on it. And so people ask me from time to time, what do you think is the best? And I still say the best is a close friend. Somebody
Yeah.
who's sitting with you, having coffee with you, and can say to
Yeah.
you, you're not doing well. You're just not
Mm,
doing well. This is not you. This is something's wrong.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you just can't beat that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody, because, we can take these tests and we all know we can tell them what we want to tell them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and, and I think God wired us for relationship and for
Mm,
community and for iron sharpening
yeah.
iron and encouraging one another to good works. And so there's nothing is better than having one or some people in close
Hmm.
community with you,
Yeah.
one to point out and catch you if you're falling and
Mm,
say, hey, tell me what's going on. It's safe, you
yeah.
can tell me. And then
Yeah.
two, to help you with the rebuild, so to speak. I mean, a lot of pastors are scared to open the doors on, let's say they're struggling with pornography, because where
Hmm.
will I go? What will I do? How will I
Yeah.
get help if this? So I keep it between me and God. I pray about it, but it's just God and I, because I don't want, one, to maybe
Yeah.
lose my job. Two,
Right.
I don't want to lose respect, so
Yep.
I don't have
Yep.
anybody to walk this journey with
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and I'm scared to go to a group or something. So
Yeah.
having some folks who can walk with the pastor
Yeah.
through whatever challenge is huge.
Yeah. Where, so if a pastor is thinking, I don't have anyone like that, what kind of recommendations or, what would you say to help them find someone who can be that kind of a relationship?
Yeah, a couple of things come to my mind. When I was in private practice, I did private practice for 8 years, my wife and I, north of Denver.
Mm,
And I had several pastors from the area who would come into the counseling office. And I realized after a while they were coming just to talk.
mm,
And and it was kind of sad in a way, because here they're hiring me, a professional counselor,
mm,
to sit down and talk with.
yeah.
But they just needed a safe place
Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
could lament about the family and their church that's driving them crazy, but they can't tell anybody that because people will
Right.
get upset.
Right.
And so I was like, wow, I can't believe that. But yet, that is a safe place. If
Yeah.
you really need somebody to talk to and you're not coming across somebody,
Yeah.
having somebody who is a professional listener, so to speak,
Yeah.
is a place.
Yeah.
Now, here's a kind of an interesting, because this comes up a lot. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
pastors will
Mm,
say, I just can't meet anybody.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
stuck in my bubble. And
Yeah.
one thing that has had some success,
Uh-huh.
I can't guarantee this, of course, but it's had some success, not only for pastors I've worked with, but also in my own life, is picking up a hobby that other people do.
Oh.
And for my own example, moved to Marble, Colorado, don't really know anybody up there
Yeah.
hardly, besides the people connected to Marble Retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I grew up in Canada, so play ice hockey. So I go down and I start playing ice hockey. And I get to meet a bunch of guys through ice hockey, and some of them go to the local church, and I get to
Mm-hmm.
meet them, and then we begin to hang out and they become
Yeah.
friends. And so I've had a number of pastors saying, I'm so stuck in my bubble, I don't know how I can meet friends. And I'm like, well, is
Yeah.
there a hobby you would like to pick up? Oh, I'd love to
Yeah.
do photography. Take a
Yeah.
class. My wife and I would like to take dance. Take
Mm,
a class. And then they begin to meet people outside of their normal circles,
yeah.
and sometimes develop a friendship through that common passion, that common hobby,
Mm-hmm.
that then becomes safe friends. And so
Yeah.
it's getting outside. The old adage is, if you want something to change, you need to change something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if it's not happening within the circle you're in and you keep staying in that circle, then okay, what is something you can do to get outside of that
Yeah.
circle?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you can revisit old friendships, has been another way pastors have done it
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Yeah.
Hey, I did get along great with this person in seminary. I've lost touch
Yeah.
with them. Maybe they are needing a friendship. Maybe I should reach out to them.